I can't believe that I had been talking. I have said a lot, you know. Oh my God. And it's almost my best stuff. Oh my God. What am I going to do now? Okay, let's start from the beginning. Thank you for letting me know, Novi. I would have gone on like that if you hadn't let me know that there was no sound because I had absolutely no clue. Can you hear me now? Okay, what I was saying was that the outcome of the judge's decision from Prince Harry's case, where the judge did not allow him to name Rupert Murdoch as a defendant in the case, has been going around the media. But what might have gotten missed in the mainstream media's coverage of the judge's ruling was that Prince Harry has been allowed to expand his case to include other senior employees of the defunct company, The Sun, who were in the employ of the Sun at the time the various allegations which Harry has levied against the Sun took place. Okay, like the CEO of the Washington Post. Okay, so you can see the CEO. Been a story about the CEO of the Washington Post. He put out an email on Tuesday night with directives for the editors not to link to a story about the developments in Prince Harry's case. He was actually caught trying to manipulate the coverage and the distribution of the case. He was trying to do a British royal family media style tactic in the Washington Post, and he got caught. Semaphore. This is a new one. I haven't heard of this. Have you guys? Is this a paper that you guys recognize? They say a top Washington Post editor instructed editors Tuesday night not to promote a story about the controversy involving the paper's new CEO, Will Lewis. The Washington Post published a detailed story about the ruling on Tuesday, noting Lewis's role and his denials of wrongdoing. But in the hours after the story was published, the editors of Washington Post sought to downplay the story. They even had some of their staff issue a brief directive with the subject line, "Don't distribute this story," to their newsletters, to the company newsletters. She said, please don't put this Prince Harry story in any of your newsletters. Later on, when they got caught, the Washington Post denied the story and claimed that the accusations of the Washington Post attempting to downplay the story was a miscommunication between the editors. Okay, but that tells me, right, that somebody is pulling the strings behind the scenes, right? That's what it sounds like to me. They were trying, the editor, oh, sorry, the CEO, Will Lewis, was trying to do a British media in the US, but he got caught. And this is what some people were mentioning in my first video. This painting of Kate Middleton. Oh dear. Oh dear. The question is, who is this person supposed to be? Who is this supposed to be? Yo, this is real though. This is not a prank. It is real. It seems to me like the painter got the instructions to reinvent Kate Middleton in real time. This is a painting of her replacement. Soft launch of Princess of Wales 2.0, because that could be anyone's face. And guess what? Of course, with all things royal family, guess who they're blaming for the debacle? Meghan. Apparently, right now, Meghan owns the Tatler magazine, And she's the one that ordered that fake portrait of the missing princess turned Asian, Asian turned. Sussex now says, Harpo, who that woman? Who? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If you're just joining me and you haven't subscribed to this channel, please go ahead to subscribe to this channel. We are almost hitting our target of 4,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Yeah, isn't that surprising? It is surprising. If I hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of this month, I will do the dance for It's Not Like Us by Kendrick. Not Like Us. I will do it. I will do the dance and post it online. So if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe. These are the things that give me the reward for whatever it is that I'm doing online. Just to see that number growing and growing gives me all the reward that I need. In addition, we also need your likes. So if you haven't liked this video, please stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Like the video. Like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you don't know what to say, just leave an emoji reflecting how you're feeling. Hey, Lady Rose, good to see you back again. Thank you for coming back. Great to see you. You have been doing such a great job posting every day. In fact, you inspire me now to work harder. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so you know how I started with the Harry and Meghan Nigerian traits in the first video. And then what happened? It inspired the royal family to ahead to start working. First, William had the garden party, and Sarah Ferguson was about attending to prime ministers and so on, even though I have no idea what she would have been discussing. And then, of course, part of the things that was burning behind their brains, just like behind their eyeballs these days, outside of I hate Harry and Meghan, the next thing you would find behind their eyeballs is also Harry and Meghan's case. Harry and Meghan's case. So I think part of the reason why they jumped out, of course, you know, they will have a lot of reasons, but from what I can deduce, looking at what they're doing from the outside, part of the reason why they jumped out was to distract everyone, because everyone was beginning, especially when they decided to bring out Rose Hanbury. That just prompted everyone to start asking the question, where is Kate? Where is Kate? That was beginning to build up again. So guess what? They threw us the first distraction, and that was fashion designer Julian McDonald says he wouldn't want to dress Meghan Markle. Like, from nowhere. I wonder if she even knows who the hell he is. Like, why would she want to work with anyone who is trying to court Camilla for an association? Camilla must be having the time of her life, though. Can you imagine being the most hated woman in the UK and yet you have access to the best of everything? Anyway, on here I have got some samples of his work. Can any of you see Meghan wearing any of this? This is his work. Apparently, he thinks that Meghan will want to wear any of this. And I don't know whether Camilla could wear any of this either. I mean, she might hope she could, but whether she would actually be able to do so is another story altogether. I mean, just look at this. This looks like BDSM. This looks like BDSM. Anyway, uh, it's clear that he's just clout chasing. It's clear that he's just clout chasing because his business went into liquidation last year, and he is probably looking for royal connections in order to revive his business. And of course, how can you revive your business if you don't say what your proposed clients want you to say? No wonder his business went down the drain though, because obviously he has no integrity. He has no integrity whatsoever. And no wonder he wanted to say that, because he wanted Camilla to attend the event. Obviously, at the moment, the royal family are just like a divorced couple splitting. You know how when if you know how you could have friends that split from their partners and all of a sudden you have to choose. You can't be both sides friends. You have to be either the wife's friends or the man's friends. You can't be both of their friends. That's exactly the modus operandi that the royal family is employing. Like, if you are for my son, then you are my enemy. Dear me. So that was distraction number one. Are you ready for distraction number two? All right, here you go. Now they're challenging Megan's Nigerian ancestry. And they say Megan went on a mission to explore her roots in Malta as our exclusive newly unearthed photos of her trip show. But as we reveal, she's actually descendant from an English foot soldier and an Irish farmer's daughter. Okay, but guess what? I think, like I said, it's so insulting the way they write these stories in the newspapers, because they're obviously talking like people who think that their audience are stupid. They're still so pained about Meghan's ancestry and they're desperate to prove her to be a liar. And because they know that their audience is stupid, they keep reminding them that Meghan once went to Malta to look into her ancestry on her father's side. You know, it takes two people to make a person, right? Megan's 43% Nigerian ancestry is from her mother's side, but it looks like using your look like the British people using that side of their brain would absolutely exhaust them. And so they limit their writing to the abilities of the average British reader, and which I am very ashamed to say is infinitesimally small. All right. So, are you ready for distraction number three? Okay, let's go. Do you guys recognize this company, Lemonada? The BBC just announced a global partnership with Lemonada Media to create new pop culture podcast, and BBC Sounds Audio Lab continues to support underrepresented represented creators with multi-track partnership. This is the same company that made Megan's Got Her podcast. At this point, don't you think that BBC is stalking Megan, or BBC is being used to stalk Megan? Actually, this is a little bit more than a distraction, because to me it appears that they are using BBC to try to squeeze Megan out of all her business ventures. First, it was Suits. Now they're heading for her podcast. And I just wonder what power their presence in the same company that houses Megan's contract will give them over Megan's contract with Lemonada. Because it would usually be them. At this point, it just seems like they would want to go into competition with Megan wherever she's at to ensure that she is not able to generate any income. They want to dry Harry and Meghan's income out completely. Because when you think about it, initially, the UK's reporting on Meghan's deal with Lemonada was that Meghan's D-list new podcast deal is facing an uphill battle after Spotify flop. So if they think that Lemonada is not a great company to go to, then why are they now going there? Anyway, before we continue, let me just have a look at what you're saying in the comments. Little Mark says, Didn't the other designer that dressed Kate in that shiny green dress, the vampire star, also go out of business?" Yes, yes, absolutely. So, yes, I think that they're absolutely stalking Harry and Meghan. They're still attempting to close a vice around them, to start to cut them off from anywhere they could get help to run their businesses efficiently and in profit. So, shall we look at distraction number 4? Okay. This one, Rishi Sunak calls a July election. What was happening before Rishi Sunak called the July election? I'll tell you what was happening. I don't want to stress you too much. I've already put you through enough this evening. The chant for "Where is Kate" had begun to rise again. And I'm not saying altogether that um, Rishi Sunak called the election because of the "Where is Kate" chant, but I'm saying that he would have done it. He needed to call a general election anyway, because I try to stay away from politics just because I see now that it's just all play acting. But I can see that he has put himself in a situation where he is very close to being kicked out of parliament, the same way they did to Boris Johnson, because I don't know how he's getting away with it, but obviously he's getting away with it with the consent and cooperation of other rich Tory members. But he awards himself and his family a lot of the very big contracts, and he's not supposed to be allowed to do so. And he makes sure that the contract gets to his friends and his supporters, and there is no transparency, and every decision they make has a political undertone, not for fairness, not for transparency, not for doing what is right. Just everything is about political political capital. So he's getting a lot of pushback from the media. Not just the media, from the public, and so he's now being forced into a situation where he has to call a general election because he is losing support in parliament. Okay. So that's the reason for him calling for a general election. Well, he might have agreed, because before he can call and change parliament, they would have to discuss it with the royal family. Okay. So they would have had to agree the timing of the election with the royal family. And guess what? As soon as the royal family heard that, they were like, "Oh my God, thank goodness. I was beginning to work too hard. Oh my goodness, I was about to break a non existent sweat." I was, I mean, chasing Harry and Meghan all around the globe is exhausting work. They're trying to make me work too hard. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, the royal family, as soon as they heard that there was going to be a general election, they came out and put out a statement saying, Royal family to put engagements on hold to avoid distraction from election campaign. How? Why? They don't do anything. They were not going to distract the election campaign in any way, shape, or form. Oh my God. Ah. You know what? We see now why the Queen never abdicated the throne so that Charles could take over sooner. Over and over again, in every single situation that we can see, there is not one where I can say Charles did something and I admire the decision that he made. No, everything he does is just from the point of view of someone who lacks any morals, accountability, great behavior. Everything he does, especially since he became king, he has just someone's behavior is supposed to go back is supposed to be better as he gets older, but it gets worse. Anyway, guess what else? William also got wind of what was happening, and then he put out his statement saying, The Prince of Wales will no longer be carrying out public engagements tomorrow following guidance from Buckingham Palace. He must have also said, Oh my God! Standing up straight was becoming a problem. People were beginning to notice that I was swaying. Sway, sway. People were beginning to notice that I was swaying too much. So this is just so great that you don't have to go to work. And guess what else they achieved? In one fell swoop, they achieved so much. Well, as much as they are, as much as they're saying, oh, we are not going to be working because there's going to be a general election. And thank goodness for that. Thank good. I'm trying to talk posh. And thank goodness for that. Guess what else? Oh my gosh. More than anything else, they are more worried about what Harry and Meghan will be doing. See that? Prince Harry and Meghan leave Kate Middleton deeply upset with new brand operation. They don't mind if everybody else in the world works, just not Harry and Meghan. Particularly, just not Meghan. Just not Meghan. Meghan must not work. Meghan must not do anything. Okay? And this is the reason why the battle continues. All right? So, as you know, today is Thursday and it's time for Spotlight Thursday. So, on Spotlight Thursday, we turn the spotlight on supporters of our channel and other people that we consider need our help. And as you can see, the recurring theme through this evening's podcast is just the fact that the royal family keep on fighting to ensure that Harry and Meghan's businesses are they're fighting against their businesses with all that they can. So, if you have not already followed the American Riviera Orchard, let's go ahead to follow it. I know that Megan is working behind the scenes. The soft launch was exactly that, a soft launch, to point out all the areas of weaknesses that will come up against this company. So while she's working on her bits behind the scenes, I think it will be a great idea if we can show our support for her business, which will raise her price with whoever or whatever business she is going to be working with, for us to support her channel. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to leave the link to the American Riviera Orchard. Go ahead, follow it, and go ahead, follow it while we wait for Megan to come up with whatever. Kathy says, while you're doing that, don't worry, we will be here. Go ahead to follow the American Riviera Orchard if you haven't already done so. While you are doing that, I will be going through the comments, so you're not going to miss much, okay? Little Mark says QE2 was just as evil as KC3. It's just that there was less press when she was doing her dirty deeds. Agree with you. Remember Margaret? By the time YouTube Twitter came, she did very little, just wear bright colors and pretend to be maternal. Because she couldn't tell me that there wouldn't have been something she could do for Prince Harry in the face. She was at that Sandringham summit, remember? And she couldn't do much of anything. She could have put her foot down in a permanent way in some areas, but she did nothing. She did nothing. If she cared so much about the Commonwealth country, she could have done more in her lifetime. 70 years on the throne, no accomplishments worth mentioning. No, she was just a very good actor on behalf of the royal family. Okay. All right. So that's American Riviera. So the next one is the Nigeria Unconquered. Let's support this channel. Let's get them to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed. I'm sorry, you're going to have to hear me campaigning for more subscription on this channel until we've actually reached the 1,000 subscribers. But I'll be talking to you while the people who haven't already subscribed go ahead to subscribe. Let me just get the link so that those who have not subscribed can go ahead to subscribe to this channel. Just uno momento. They are just at 283 subscribers. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe to the Invictus Games Nigeria YouTube channel. The link is now in the chat. Fatima says, what is going on with this media psychopath? They are crazy. Yes, they are. They have been in power. They've had too much power for too long. And they are absolutely furious that Harry is daring to challenge them. And they're determined to destroy him and Meghan and their business. They do that to all the big celebrities in the UK. This is why any big celebrity in the UK, they end up running to America because the UK media literally hounds them out of town. It's almost like they have a culture of poverty. As soon as you begin to have two coins to rub together, they become so furious with you. Thank you to all those who have already subscribed. Don't feel like you're under pressure to subscribe over and over again. It's fine. It's just that I have to keep on campaigning for them to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you know you haven't already subscribed to the Nigeria Games, to the Invictus Nigeria YouTube channel, please go ahead to subscribe to the channel. The link is now in the chat. Thank you to all those who have already subscribed. Q2 says, Joy says Q2 is in hell waiting for K3 her soon. K3 will be with her soon with those sausage fingers which stand for bad heart. Oh, really? Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Okay. Lady Rose says they're buying everything Harry and Meghan put their hands on. Now, Meghan, it's time to turn your business towards Africa. Yes, that is why they're going to Nigeria was a smart move, and them continuing their tours on behalf of Invictus is a brilliant move altogether. They have so many opportunities that they could put in place that they don't even have to disclose to the public. Consultation is there, they have access. So that's fine. Thank you, Sussex Love, for subscribing to the Invictus Games Nigeria YouTube channel. The media behavior is like they're drinking poison, but expect it to kill Meghan and Harry. Yes, yes. I was watching one interview. I think it's Times Radio, and the two ladies were discussing, and they were saying about how they were surprised that Harry and Meghan received such a very warm welcome in Nigeria, and they don't seem to realize that the UK is just a small island and the hatred is just among the media. It's not even with the British public. Because obviously, with Harry's visit to the UK as well, you can see that members of the public do really like Harry. So that's narrative that they were trying to put out there is even false. And Harry himself knows it. And Harry himself knows it. But he understands that he's in a battle. He didn't understand how much of a battle it was when he first left, but I believe he knows that now. He knows that now. He knows that right now. Okay. And if you're listening and you haven't hit the like button on my channel, please go ahead to click the like button on this video. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead to subscribe. Okay. All right. While we're campaigning for others, let's campaign for ourselves. And the third one is Lady Rose, who is in the chat with us this evening. She has got a fantabulous Harry and Sussex friendly channel where she breaks down the current news on Harry and Meghan on a daily basis. She does it with so much passion, comedic reference, and analytical skills. So I'm going to drop her the link to her channel as well. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead to subscribe to Lady Rose YouTube channel. We are trying to get her to 2,800 subscribers at the very least. So I've got the link to Lady Rose's YouTube channel in the chat. Please go ahead to subscribe to her channel if you haven't already done so. And Kathy Gabby says, these royals have changed clothes, but their behavior and mindset are still medieval. I see that, and it's extremely shocking. And can you imagine that that is the same mindset that Harry had before meeting Meghan? Just looking at it objectively, it's no wonder their relationships don't even work. I mean, it's hard enough when you've got a relationship with someone in modern times. Not to talk about you being in a modern time and then somebody else just trying to talk to you being in medieval times. You're speaking English, but you're not understanding each other because. Hi, Latte. How are you doing? Welcome back. Adeline Robinson. Please, he wish he could dress Megan. Exactly. He wishes he could dress Megan. He wishes, that is the Julian guy, right? He so wishes he could dress Megan. He knows the rest of the royal family are boring. What does Camilla wear? Have you guys noticed that Camilla wears one style of outfit and it's the same style, just different fabrics? It's the same thing, different fabrics. Uh, Lady Rose, really hate when I miss your live chat. Oh, Lady Rose, it is so funny. When I listen to Lady Rose's videos, I am completely cracked up and bent over. Like, seriously, is the best thing, best part of my day listening to her videos. You're so expressive. Keep it up because you're hilarious. So, guys, that's all I have for this evening. Thank you so much for hanging with me this evening. Uh, let me see. What do we have? Okay, so the next time I am going to be on is on Saturday, where we will be doing episode 11 of the archetypes quiz alongside the Sussex News update. Now that the royal family has going into hibernation, I don't think that going to be much to discuss. The media will just be uh, repurposing old news and to get people outraged just to keep the royal family's name in the news. So this would be a great time for Harry and Meghan to get up and do something which shakes the whole damn place. But they just came back from Nigeria, so I don't know how possible that would be. But it would be great to see them doing something public. But that was, I don't want to put any pressure on them because they're just human beings and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to put those kind of things together. But anyway, that's all I have for this evening. Have a good evening, stay focused, and have a good rest of the week until we'll meet again on Saturday. Like Cookies and Cream says, to everyone, please stay safe, pray, don't peg, and always hydrate. Thank you for your time. Bye now. Bye.